Hello, and welcome to English PodLand Studio to Podcast. In today's episode, we are going to talk about two important skills for learning English, listening and speaking. These two skills work together to help you understand and use English in real life. To help us learn more, we have a special guest today. His name is Alex, and he is a language teacher. Welcome, Alex.
Hello. Thank you for inviting me. I am very happy to be here and to share tips for learning English with listening and speaking.
That's great. And for our listeners, stay with us until the end because we have a special vocabulary section where we will go over 10 important words from today's topic. Many people ask this question. Should we listen first or should we start speaking immediately? What do you think, Alex?
That is a great question. The answer is that listening should come first. Think about how babies learn a language. Before they start speaking, they listen to their parents and family for a long time. They hear many words and sentences before they try to say their first words.
So, listening helps us learn how a language sounds before we try to speak?
Yes, exactly. When you listen, your brain learns new words, correct pronunciation, and how sentences are made. This helps a lot when you start speaking. But speaking is also important, so you should not wait too long before trying to speak.
Learning a language is not just about hearing and talking, it also involves the brain. Can you explain how the brain helps us with listening and speaking?
Of course, the brain plays a big role in language learning. Here's how. Listening and the brain. When you listen to English, your brain processes sounds and connects them to meanings. The more you listen, the stronger these connections become. This happens in the auditory cortex, which helps us recognize words and understand speech. Speaking in the brain. When you speak, your brain controls your mouth, tongue, and vocal cords to produce words. The Broca's area of the brain helps with forming sentences, while the motor cortex helps you pronounce words correctly. Memory and language learning. The hippocampus stores new words and sentences. The more you hear and repeat words, the stronger your memory becomes. Thinking in English. The prefrontal cortex helps you think and respond quickly in English. At first, you may translate from your native language, but with practice, your brain learns to think directly in English.
That's amazing. So, listening helps the brain understand English, and speaking helps the brain produce it.
Yes, this is why it's important to listen and speak regularly. The more you use English, the better your brain gets at processing and remembering it.
Now let's talk more about listening. Why is listening so important for learning English?
Listening is one of the best ways to improve your English. It helps you learn new words. You hear many new words and understand how to use them in sentences. Improve pronunciation. You can hear how native speakers pronounce words correctly. Understand grammar naturally. Instead of memorizing grammar rules, you learn grammar by listening to real sentences. Get used to different accents. You can train your ears to understand different types of English, like British, American, or Australian English. Improve conversation skills. When you listen to real conversations, you learn how people naturally talk.
That's very helpful, but some people say, I listen to English, but I don't understand anything. What can they do?
That's normal. If English is new to you, listening will be difficult at first. Here are some tips to help. Start with slow English. Listen to English podcasts or audiobooks made for beginners. Use subtitles. Watch English movies or videos with subtitles in your language first. Then try English subtitles. Listen every day. Even 10 to 15 minutes a day will help. Repeat and shadowing. Listen to a sentence, then repeat it immediately. This helps with pronunciation. Focus on key words. You don't need to understand every word. Try to understand the main idea first.
Now let's talk about speaking. Why is speaking English important?
Speaking is how you use the language. If you only listen and never speak, it will be hard to have a conversation. Speaking helps you. Practice what you learned. When you speak, you remember words and grammar better. Build confidence. The more you speak, the easier it becomes. Improve pronunciation. When you say words out loud, you hear your mistakes and can correct them. Think in English. When you practice speaking, you stop translating from your native language. Communicate with people. Speaking helps you make friends and talk with others in English.
Now that we understand why listening and speaking are important, how can we balance them?
Good question. Here is a simple routine for learning every day. Morning, listen to an English podcast or short news story. Midday, speak about what you listen to. You can talk to yourself or a friend. Afternoon, watch a short video in English with subtitles. Evening, repeat sentences you heard during the day. Night, think in English before you sleep. Try to describe your day in English in your head.
Do you have any final advice for our listeners?
Yes, don't give up. Learning a language takes time, but if you listen and speak every day, you will improve. Enjoy the process and have fun with it.
That's a great message. Thank you, Alex, for all your advice today.
Thank you. I hope this helps everyone who wants to learn English.
And to our listeners, remember, keep listening, keep speaking, and keep learning. See you next time.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. Articulation, meaning the clear and precise way of pronouncing words. Example: her articulation of difficult words makes her sound professional. Proficiency, meaning a high level of skill or competence in a language. Example: his proficiency in English allows him to communicate easily with native speakers. Dialect, meaning a specific form of a language spoken in a particular area or by a certain group of people. Example: she speaks in a southern dialect that is common in the U.S. Syntax, meaning the arrangement of words and phrases to create well-formed sentences in a language. Example: understanding syntax is essential for writing clear and correct sentences. Interpretation, meaning the ability to understand and explain the meaning of something. Example: his interpretation of the English text was accurate and clear. Dialogue, meaning a conversation between two or more people. Example: the dialogue in the movie was fast-paced and very realistic. Reiteration, meaning the act of repeating something for emphasis or clarity. Example: she used reiteration to make sure everyone understood the main points. Assurance, meaning confidence in one's abilities or qualities. Example: speaking regularly in English gives you assurance when talking to others. Mirroring, meaning repeating what another person says immediately to practice speaking and pronunciation. Example: by mirroring the speaker, he was able to improve his fluency. Cognition, meaning the mental process of acquiring knowledge and understanding through thought, experience, and senses. Example: language learning enhances cognition, making it easier to solve problems and think critically.